Senior Report thanks Edmund Besch of Bristol Burgess Insurance Agency, 65 East Main Street, Westfield, for his generous grant to provide news to seniors. Funding is provided by a grant from New York State Senator Catherine M. Young, representing Western New York's 57th District with a local office in Olean. Funding is provided by a grant from Absolute Care of Westfield, committed to returning the favor to those who spent a lifetime caring for others. Absolute Care is located at 26 Cass Street in Westfield. Dave Cass and Rick Newell provide funding on behalf of the Lakeview Hotel and Restaurant at the Docks, located on Water Street near the lake in Mayville. Senior Report with Reed Powers thanks Westfield's Schultz Chevy for a generous grant to inform seniors of important news. Over 50 years of service to Westfield by Chevrolet, Schultz Chevy across from the school. From the Access Channel 5 television studio in Mayville, it's Senior Report with Reed Powers. Senior Report is broadcast live throughout northern Chautauqua County on Saturday morning from 9 to 10 a.m. each week. Call in and share a thought, make a comment, ask a question, or simply wish someone a happy birthday on Chautauqua County's only live call-in senior program. Since 1995, Reed has been bringing viewers hundreds of interesting guests, informing the community on a variety of subjects. Here's the host of the show, Reed Powers.
And good morning. What a beautiful day in Chautauqua County. The sun is beaming down, the birds are chirping, and the quilters are out. And we have today a wonderful display. Randy, maybe you could show them a little edge of that guy of quilt here that's just fantastic. We have with us Helen Sager and we have Pat Seisel, both of whom are quilters. And Pat, you did this one, right?
Yes, I did.
Isn't this beautiful? And we're going to be talking quilts because there's a huge quilt show coming up. And that's just for a few minutes, and then we're going to stop off and drop in and see Vicki Westling, who's a regular on the program. She's an editorial writer for The Observer, does letters, the editor. We're going to be talking about Afghanistan, which has been in the news constantly, occasionally, because remember the big corporations own the news and they don't want you to see what's going on because everybody's making money on this war. All the rich and powerful. You know, every little shell on those big cannons that go off is $1.50 for a little shell. Then it goes through 1,000 of them in a second. Oh well, guys, we won't talk about that much. We're having a lot of fun here. We are going to be talking about quilts, and I just want to, before we get into that, mention some of the highlights on television today, which you've been seeing. We have, of course, the highway killer who's killed 2 people. That's dominated the news. And the rest of the news seems to be with the Zimmerman killing, where the watchman, one of the neighborhood watch guys, blew away a kid. And they say just this poor little child, he was 190 pounds and 6 something. But at any rate, that's covering the news. That's the rest of the news, I think. So we don't get much news anymore on our corporate-owned television, and hopefully the papers deliver more. I think the Dunker Observer, I read that, delivers more news than all the 4 television channels put together. Okay, guys. Afghanistan, of course, just goes on and on and on. More kids come back shot up and dead and blown away, and it's costing us just billions, trillions of dollars. They hide all the figures. You know, the government's not very honest with their figures. Just like with your COLA for your Social Security, you realize you're not getting a fair COLA. They have these phony figures, federal figures, you know, the core inflation rate and all that. In the meantime, you go down to the supermarket, everything jumps 30%, 40%. Your insurance jumps 30%, 50%. Taxes, even local taxes are jumping like crazy. Although a lot of cases they don't have, and only 2% new tax, but yeah, we forgot to mention that. We didn't count the jack up, the huge change in our water and in our sewage, in our electric, in our service, in our garbage. All these go crazy. Well, they're not really taxes, Mr. Powers. Those are fees. Oh, okay. No new taxes. Lots of luck, guys. Meantime, you know the senior's getting 47 cents on the dollar that he had 10 years ago. And you wonder why seniors are selling their houses. And there's this huge drive to get seniors to have a reverse mortgage, which is some kind of a scam whereby they give you half the value of your house and you get to live in it for a while, but big deal. You lose the house for your kids. That's the way you're supposed to. Well, seniors, you have a house, you could live on that, you know, for a little while. And, oh God, it goes on. Seniors are in jeopardy and real trouble because of Congress's lack of COLA, just granting us the cost of living, because they've set up an inflationary spiral in this country that is just devastating to someone who's on a fixed income, and seniors are. So every year you have less and less money, although it looks the same. Have you noticed, guys, when you go to the supermarket, the container that you bought is the same size, but it has fewer ounces in it? Have you noticed that? And that all the containers are shrinking, but the price is going up on them. Yeah, they're getting you bad. Enough of that. I'm sure every senior is aware of this. The only thing to do is what I see an email every year, every day almost, throw all the Congress out, period. Start out by throwing them all out. Clear the decks, get new people in, let them know they're going to be there just long enough to mess up the seniors. We got a phone call. You want to take a phone call here? Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
What's up?
I was calling. I heard that you have Helen Sager on your program today.
Yeah, we just announced them. They're going to show the quilt and talk about it in just about a minute.
Okay, I have a question for her when you're ready for that.
Well, go ahead. Just shoot. We're ready.
Okay. My question is, what do you think, Helen, is the most important thing over the years that you have done to improve your skills?
Learn to sew?
Yeah, learn to sew. I think it's important to have input from other people. I'm a member of a small group that gets together once a week, and we have for almost 20 years. And also we have classes through the Westfield Quilters Guild. We've learned lots of things through classes. There's classes ongoing this weekend with Sally Schneider from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and she's teaching at the Turner Center up at Chautauqua.
Yes, and we're missing you.
Well, thank you for the call.
Thank you very much.
If you send me a stamped envelope, I'll send you $5 for the Lakeview or Valentino's.
Oh.
The two restaurants are fantastic right here. Oh, they have a fish fry, drive you nuts over there. Okay, guys, since we're in the quilts, let's talk quilts. You're a member of the Westfield Quilters Guild, right?
Westfield Quilters Guild.
And you meet how often?
We meet once a month on the third Thursday of the month.
Uh-huh. And where do you meet?
During the summer months, June, July, and August, we meet at Noble Winery up on Hardscrabble Road out of Westfield.
Oh, you're into wine because you're having a great big deal going on here at another winery.
And the rest of the year we meet, excuse me, at the Methodist Church on Main Street in
They're not
Westfield.
into wine. You know, they are the responsibility of the foundation of Welch Grape Juice, which is a several $1 trillion or $1 billion business now.
The Methodist Church?
Yes, they are. Because he started, Edgar Welch, back in the 1800s, started making something unheard of at the time, and that was grape juice, Concord grape juice. And he made it, he didn't ferment it, because the Methodists are totally anti-alcohol. So for communion, they couldn't use alcohol or wine. They didn't want to. So he made it without alcohol. And everybody said, hey, this is good just to drink. It's fantastic. I don't take it for communion. I take it all day. And so he started making it, and away he went. Okay. They're telling me to plug in. Enough about Welch's. Hey, Welch's, you owe me a case now. So at any rate, the Methodists, in some way, were responsible. You meet at the Methodists during the winter, right?
Right.
And let me ask you something. How long the meetings last? How many people come? You don't tell me.
We have about 100 people in our guild, paid members, and we usually have around 50 at our meetings.
There we go.
Every month we have a
There it
different
is.
program.
Okay, thank you.
Sometimes we have speakers come in from outside, and sometimes we'll have a member
Yeah, it's good. Just
get up and talk about something that they're good at.
Now, these quilts are fantastic. I've seen a lot of them. Now, you have a quilt show coming up, right? And that'll be on June 1, 2, 3.
That's why we're here today.
Okay, to talk about that.
It's called Quilts at 21 Bricks Winery.
Now, where is that? That's where that big elephant is, isn't it?
It is the
It
big,
used to be a gray elephant, then it turned to yellow the elephant, now it's a pink elephant.
and now it's pink, and it's going to be wearing a quilt.
Oh, no kidding. It's right on Route 20.
It's right on Route 20,
down-
about halfway between Westfield and Portland.
Okay, yeah, and it's quite a place. A brand new winery.
Beautiful
I wish them
place.
luck. Everybody's
Beautiful
building
winery.
wineries, but they're more a hobby because they don't make any money.
And the quilt show is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, June 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
And how many quilts are you going to have? You said 100 quilts?
Between 100 and 150.
Wow, and how much, well, these aren't sales, these are show, do you give awards or prizes or anything?
Now and then there's one that the maker will want to sell, but most of them are just for display. And our quilt show is going to be judged this year. It's something new.
Well, why not?
We're going to be judged by a certified NQA judge,
What's
which
an
is
NQA, National
National
Quilters?
Quilters Association.
We have a couple of calls. You want to take a call?
Sure.
Everybody's interested in quilts. Good morning, caller. Thank you for waiting.
Hi, I went to the quilt show 2 years ago at Westfield, and I was so impressed with Helen's 10,000 piece quilt winning quilt there.
How many?
But she
How
had
many? How many?
10,000 pieces she had in her
Are you
quilt.
kidding?
And I was just wondering if she could explain the inspiration and process to have the patience to come up with 10,000 pieces in a quilt.
Well, you've got to be a little bit obsessed. And, some of those pieces were half-inch. And it just got inside me, and I was getting up earlier and earlier every morning, and I'd get up and I'd sew and I'd sew and I'd sew. And,
How long did it take you?
just over a year,
Oh, boy, one quilt.
one quilt.
Oh, boy.
Hey, that's good.
Where is it?
Home.
It's in the vault, right?
Yeah.
Okay, caller, thank you for the notation. Have a good
Thanks.
day, and if you send me a stamped envelope, I'll send you $5 off over at the Lakeview.
Oh, thank you so much. Okay.
Sure. Thanks for the call.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, if you send a SAS to, you see it on the television on Channel 5. I can hear everybody in the back room again. Okay, another call. Thank you. Caller, well, you're on. Hello there.
I'm here. What I'd like to do is I'd like to start quilting, but I don't know what kind of materials I would need
Cloth.
and what kind of skills I need to have and where I would go for these classes or anything. So maybe she could tell me something about it and how she started out.
It's Jerry Beeger.
Did you take this, Pat?
No.
Well, you tell them. How you start out? What'd you do? Yeah, she sat down, she had this piece of cloth, and she took out a needle and started sewing on it. Before long, she had a quilt with 1,000 pieces.
Well, you'd probably today you definitely would take out your sewing machine. You wouldn't take out your needle.
You don't use, everybody uses sewing machine now. just
Most
about.
everybody. We still do a few things by hand, and they are really special. But come to Quilt Guild. The ladies at Quilt Guild, and I say ladies, right now we don't have any men. We have had men in our Quilt Guild before, but right now we are,
Yeah, that'd be the fox in the hen house, wouldn't it?
yeah. And there's always people there that will help you take classes. There's always classes at the local quilt shops. And ask people that you know that quilt.
Okay, there you go. Just come on over. When are you meeting to the next meeting? When's the next meeting?
The third Thursday in